All right, welcome to the weekend video. Thank you for clicking on that little link, and I hope you enjoy this. I'm going to take a look at the markets from an Elliott wave perspective. This is enda here. This is bullwaves.org. Go check out the website and see what you think. I'm just going to jump right into it. There's been some pretty interesting developments this week across the board, and I think you're going to find this at least entertaining, if nothing else. Okay, so here is Eurodollar. I'm gonna do the FX markets first, as usual. You people who are loyal watchers will know how this goes. Okay, so here is Eurodollar 4 hour. I have been looking and chewing on this sideways move for over a month now, and obviously the market just went dead. But this week, we bounded back into life again. And I think we have a solid handle on what's happening here. Okay, so the main thrust of this is that we have a fourth wave correction, and I think we're pretty much close to done here. It looks like we had 5 waves rally, an A wave up, a very long triangle B wave, and then a C wave up again. So we bounced earlier on this week, and then suddenly we got a bust out above the range on Wednesday evening, was it? And it looks like even now, it looks like that we're pretty close to, if not already done, this correction higher. So you can see that's the wave 3 low there, way back in November. We had a rally off that low, 5 waves up, pretty clear 5-wave pattern. Ever since then, it's been just sideways to nowhere. I think we can classify this probably, well, it's a best fit anyway, as a triangle. So we've got wave A down, B up, C, D, and E. So this all came last week. We did notice that the range was tightening. There was a possibility that we had a fourth wave triangle at one lower degree. But then we broke out above that, and then we switched to this count here. And all of a sudden, we got a rally in wave C, and we filled the channel. Now we've got 3 waves up. We've filled the channel. Now the question is, do we fall again impulsively to get this new leg underway in wave 5 down? So what I'm thinking is we have wave 4 done or close to done. Then we should see next week. We should see an impulsive move lower again. Corrective lower high, and a reasonable indication that we're going to go at least below 111.80 again, but probably down towards 110. That was kind of the long-term target anyway. Down around 110 for wave 5 in green. And once we have 5 waves down complete, that'll complete wave C and wave D of a triangle, and then we'll work higher again in wave E. So it's going to be probably a short, sharp shock down towards 110, fill out the other trend channel in wave C, and then rally in wave E again. So next week, short term, I think I will continue to look lower. I'll be looking for 5 waves down to indicate that wave 5 in green has begun. Okay, let's move on. Here is cable. The counting cable is, well, it's progressing, at least I'd say. I'm still of the opinion that this is a corrective move higher, even though it's been a pretty hefty rally of late. We have retraced more or less most of wave 1. I'm still looking at the idea that we've got a wave 1, 2 off this wave 2 high, so a possibility of a rapid decline into a third of a third. If that's the case, I would hang on to my hat. Now, there's always an alternate. The best alternate would be to look out here on the daily count, and that would be, see this the decline of the wave. Let's say the most extreme recent high back in January last year. That most recent extreme high is viewed as a B wave high, so we should be looking for a C wave decline. And a long-term C wave decline, but there is an alternate view on this where you could view wave B. Excuse me now. So we have an ABC wave B, but we could view this whole move as part of wave C also. So this could be a corrective decline within wave C, and then we'll get one spike higher above 143, say close to 145 again to complete wave C of B, and then we fall into wave C. So the question really is, are we going to move impulsively to confirm that we are actually turning for the long term, or are we going to break out above this range? Let's say I would suspect if we push above 139 again, or sorry 139 140 again, that will pretty much rule out the impulsive nature of the decline. So we'll have to move to this alternate count here. For the moment, I'm going to stick with the current idea of a wave 2 top and look for a wave 3 decline next week. On the short-term chart, you can see we have an ABC pattern higher in wave 2. We've broken above the 786 retracement. I want to see this decline happen pretty soon, and I want to see a break down below this wedge pattern here to indicate wave 1 is underway. So, I don't ask for much, but that's what I'm looking for. If it happens, fantastic. We can concern ourselves then with the decline into wave 3 over the coming weeks. Okay, let's see how this goes. So, okay, dollar yen. We've moved on. This is a 4-hour count. We've moved on. Previously, I was looking for one more high in wave 3. I was looking at this as a corrective decline to be followed by a rally. That hasn't happened, so I've got to pivot on that wave count. It looks like we're stepping forward in the count now, so we have a wave 3 top in place. The decline here was way too much to regard as part of a rally. So we have shifted to wave A, B, and C down in wave 4. So we're now moving in wave 4 red here. So you can see we've got a nice sustained rally in wave 3. And wave 4 should trace out, let's say, a 3-wave decline. Initially a 3-wave decline, probably down to the previous lows of the 4th wave at 1 lesser degree. So we're looking at 3 waves down into about 112, and then we should be followed by a rally again. So that is the base case scenario for the moment. The hourly count, you can see it's quite messy off the top, so it still counts best as a 3-wave decline in wave A. We've got 3 up in B, and we've got 1, 2, 3, possible 4th wave in along that consolidation here, and then a punch lower in wave 5 yesterday. We're still hanging. The overnight was pretty weak. We're still hanging at the lows, so I can't confirm or deny that this wave C is done yet. If we do get a reversal today, let's say we get a bounce back above 114.50, I'd say that should indicate that wave B is underway. So we'll be looking next week, I think, for 3 waves up in wave B. Let's get this going. 3 waves up in B to be followed by 5 waves down in C. Okay. Let's move on. Okay, so we've got that's the FX markets done. Let's move on to the stock market. Let's move on to the Dow. This is the 4-hour Dow. The short-term bullish count is not ruled out yet, but let me caveat that with the possibility that we have an alternate wave 5 already in place. So you can see this 4th wave triangle, which traced out, over the last 6 months, A down, B up, C down, D up, and E. That completed wave 4, and then we spiked higher out of that a couple of weeks ago. That, so far, we can view that as wave 5 complete. Now, I'm still, I'm on the fence about this at the moment, but there's still a possibility that we have a 4th and 5th wave to follow. But just keep this in mind for next week, that if you do see, sustained declines again, first of all, don't be surprised, because the market is priced for absolute perfection. And I mean perfection in terms of let's say, millennial perfection, like 1,000-year time frame perfection. That's where we stand right now. If anything goes wrong, the market is, let's say, priced for rapid decline and rapid deflationary decline. So if we have a fifth wave in place, then maybe we have the beginnings of an impulsive wave down. Can't rule it out or can't rule it in right now. Let's see how it goes. Let's go to the hourly count here. You can see this is the end of the triangle here, wave 4. And off that, you can pick out a 5-wave rally. So that can be wave 1 of wave 5 in green, or it can be all of wave. This could be, excuse me. This could be all of wave 5 of 5. So, actually, I have that at the wrong degree, but I'm not going to change that right now. Okay, so this could be the fifth wave rally complete, or we could be moving higher in a 1-2 pattern. I'm still leaving that open today. If the futures are down, so far we've come down in 3 waves. So if the futures are down and we break, let's say, below, let's say if we open down in shortly, unless the market is open right now, if we open down and let's say we break 35, 600 again, that will begin to shift in favor of the alternate count, most especially if we break 34,660 again. So that's the previous fourth wave. If we break that 34,660 again, we're looking at a possible reversal pattern building. So don't be disappointed if the rally comes, if let's say the rally resumes. In that case, we are just filling a higher fifth wave in 5 waves up. If we do break down, don't be surprised. That's kind of where I'm standing on the stock market right now. It's poised right now. I'll tell that much I know for certain. Interestingly, I put out I shared a chart by David Rosenberg. Was it last night or the night before? And it showed, the previous, after the big, headline print inflation number came out yesterday. It's at 7%, was it? Year over year. Well, anytime the CPI printed at such a level over the last 10 years or more, I can't remember how much the time frame was in that chart, but anytime the CPI printed above, anytime the CPI printed above 5%, it was ensued by a pretty savage bear market. So now we're at 7%. So I still fully and wholeheartedly expect a massive bear market, a massive downturn in the economy. I think we've about run through every ounce of inflation that the governments of the world tried to produce last year, because that's what they tried to produce. They tried to, let's say, support the economy by stealing from the future. So we did sell off long term in order to prop up short term, and boy did it work. And not only did you do that, but you shut down multiple supply chains across the world and pumped money into people's pockets. So, and told them to stay at home. God, what do you expect is going to happen when you do that? Good Lord. Anyway, suffice to say, this market is poised, and this 7%. I think you're going to be surprised next year about how much talk about rapid and uncontrollable deflation is happening. So just keep that in mind. There is a reasonable possibility that we're gonna pole shift on this one completely. That we're gonna flip sides, and the market is going to be routed, and people are going to be screaming about how horrible the deflation is and not how horrible the inflation is. Okay, let's move on. Enough talked about that. Let's move on. So let's now we get into gold. So here is the this is the 4-hour count in gold right now. No, this is the 1-hour count, is it? here's my hourly count in gold. I'll go to my 4 hour. Yeah. I'm looking at a 3-wave pattern higher in wave D. I think we've come forward on this count also this week. We basically didn't go. We haven't challenged the previous high yet, or we've challenged it, but we haven't broken the previous high. But it's come close enough in order to view the recent decline as a corrective decline. So off that 3-wave decline, which is wave B, we should be expecting a 5-wave rally, which is wave C. So we've got overall a 335 flat correction rally in wave D of a triangle. And so once this wave D completes, we should move lower again in wave E. I'm really eyeing, over the next few weeks, I'm really eyeing a serious long-term buy signal for gold. And if we look to the daily count, we are looking at wave 4 completing. This is an alternate count right now, but we're looking at wave 4 completing the triangle with the possibility of a long-term rally in wave 5, possibly up towards 3,000. And that may even be very conservative. Okay, I think next week we should be able to rule out this alternate count. I'm just leaving it there for, let's say, posterity at the moment. But next week we should be able to rule this out. Let's get to the hourly count, and I'll show you what I'm thinking regards that. Here is the 3-wave pattern flat correction higher that I'm viewing right now. So we've got 3 up in A, 3 down in B, and then a possible 1, 2, and we should see 3, 4, and 5 come on pretty quickly. There's a few ways of viewing this. We could already see wave 1 and 2 complete, and maybe this central portion here is actually wave 3. So, you know, it's up for interpretation there. You can take whichever side of that bet you want. We're close to pushing out above the wave A high. So once we break that 1832 level, I think we will see the end of this C wave rally pretty soon. And on the upside, we should not break 1877. If we break 1877, that will rule out the current triangle count. And I'll have to work again on an alternate there. But for the moment, looking at wave D completing, and then we'll see a fall in wave E over the following month probably. So possibly, if you are patient and this count actually works out, then we should be looking at a pretty good setup when wave 4 of the triangle completes, and we'll work towards a rally in wave 5, which could be substantial to say the least. Okay, here we go. Here is crude oil. That's not crude oil. This is crude oil. Okay, so still eyeing that 1-2 pattern. I still believe that this, even though we are quite extended here at this point in time, it still fits as a 3-wave pattern higher, nicely in a channel. 3 solid waves. C wave complete, has extended, obviously, but the pattern is solid. So we've got a wave 1, 2, rally in wave 3, correction in wave 4, and then off wave 4 we've got wave 1, 2, extension rally in wave 3, 3 waves down in wave 4, and then we've got this extended rally again. So we've got wave 1, 2, rally wave 3, correction wave 4, spike to a new high wave 5, and now we seem to be breaking down again. This morning, not gone far enough yet. If we start breaking previous 4th waves, that will be the signal of a lifetime, I think, in crude oil. So we've got wave 4, 77.40. If we break wave 4 at 77.40, that will indicate that wave 1 of 3 is beginning. So what we're looking at here right now is a head and shoulders pattern. Let's see if we can build this lower high next week to suggest a longer term decline on the way. Okay. The S&P, where's my chart gone? There it is. Here's 4-hour count S&P. Now, for the moment, we still have an impulsive decline in place in the S&P. No break of the previous 4th wave yet. So we've got 45.30 and the other low at 44.90. We've got 2 interim lows here, which are acting as short-term support. If we start breaking those, we start pushing down towards the previous 4th wave low at 42.60. Then we're going to see a shift in this pattern pretty quickly, Okay, so let's see. That's the 4-hour count. Let's get on to the hourly count. Now, this morning is opened lower, so we can see 5 waves down again. So is this a lower degree 5, fifth wave, or a lower degree wave 1, beginning wave 3? Very possible. It will come into view better if we start, if we break below wave 1, so that's 45.79, call that. If we break the previous 4th wave, running flat correction, 45.30. I would like to see wave 3 here, this wave 3 here, to slice down between, or slice down under both of those previous lows. And we see a larger 5-wave pattern move lower. So at the moment, S&P is, while not confirmed, it seems to be a little bit further along, or more, let's say, clearer towards the downside. So we'll see how this goes today. Maybe we get another lower degree 1-2 pattern building, which is quite possible also. So let's see how that goes. There's an alternate count here for wave 4 in pink. So that does allow for a triangle wave 4. So that would be wave A down, wave B up, wave C down, wave E, or sorry, wave A, B, C, D, and E. So that would necessitate a completion of a triangle above 45.80. If we do break that 45.80 level, that will at least rule out this particular version of a triangle. So put that in your pipe and smoke it. Okay, move on. This is silver. Again, where's my chart gone? There it is. 4-hour count in silver. So a reasonable possibility that we're moving towards the alternate count in silver at this point in time. So that's what I've allowed for on the short-term pattern. So let's move to that short-term hourly pattern. So this would be wave A down, wave A, B, C up in B. Let's get it to the hourly count. This is wave A, B, and C up in wave B. At the moment, we might have 3 waves down in wave 4 of C complete. If we break above 2340 today, that will suggest a 5th wave of wave C of wave B. So we're drawing, just like gold, we're drawing very close to the completion of this 3-wave pattern higher, and we should see, let's say, a reversal pattern build next week to suggest wave C is underway. So wave C can easily bring us down towards that $20 handle again, maybe even lower. We'll see how it goes. So that is silver. Let's get to, this is Bitcoin hourly count. We seem to have maybe an expanded flat correction wave 4 complete. So I'm looking at 5th wave of wave 1 down. So wave 5 of wave 1 is what I want to complete. We've got wave 1, 2, 3, possible 4th wave in place, and move lower into a 5th wave would be ideal. There is a suggestion, or let's say a lower probability that we have the 5th wave of that we have this 5th wave in green already complete at that little spike low this week, but the action is not, let's say, ideal off that low either. So we will just keep an eye on that for the moment. It does suggest that we have another leg down in Bitcoin to come before we see any significant rally back towards that 50,000 level. Let's see how that goes. Okay, here's the FTSE short term. We still, I think, have a 3-wave pattern higher in this ending diagonal, wave 5. So A, B, C up in wave 5. Within this C wave here, we have wave 1, 2, a 3, a triangle 4th wave, and then a spike to a new high in 5th wave. Still looking for a reversal in the S&P, or sorry, the FTSE to signal that the top is in on that pattern. Let's move on. This is the DAX. We've come down. It hasn't been very clean, the action off the top, so I still need more here. Still, we never made a new high, so it's still a possible 1-2 pattern in the DAX, and maybe we have a move to a new impulse wave down building right now. Let's see on that one. On the Nasdaq, where's my chart gone? There it is. Okay. We still, on the Nasdaq, have a possibility of a 1-2 pattern. That wedge wave 1 that I've been talking about is still a possibility. So yesterday's action and actually this week in general has been pretty, let's say, favorable towards the bearish outlook. So this could be a wave 1, 2, 1, 2 underway. So let's get the hourly count here in the Nasdaq. So there's that wedge 1 pattern, an ABC expanded flat wave 2, never made a new high and broke impulsively to the downside again. So we've actually broken below that shoulder, and we're holding below it right now. So we have a support shoulder broken, a 1-2 pattern possibility, and then a lower degree 1-2 pattern possibility. So do we accelerate into a third of a third next week? Well, this chart suggests that's where we're going. This again could be another lower degree 1-2, so we could see a bounce today to a lower high below, let's say 16,000 at that wave 2. And if that's the case, then we're looking at a third of a third of a third next week. Keep that pattern in the front of your mind, because the leading market, let's say, over the last few years has been the Nasdaq. Will it be the first to turn majorly? Quite possibly. Okay, that is it. That's done. We're done. Okay, chart's done. Move on. Bad news given. Good news is coming. Thanks so much for listening. If you want to check out the website, do. That's bowwebs.org. And hang on for a second. I want to give you the good news. That's the good news of the Messiah, Yeshua, Jesus. He died for your sin. You don't have to. You don't have to face God with our, filthy rags. We can actually wear the righteousness of the Messiah if you just look to him, and that's it. He's done the work. And there it is, Romans 10, 9 and 10. Read that. That is the key to salvation. All right. I've given you the good news. It's up to you to take it or not. Thank you so much for clicking and listening and watching. And I hope you found that interesting and useful. And God bless. I'll see everybody, all the members on the website tonight for tonight's update. And everybody else, I will see you next week. I haven't got back into the midweek updates yet. I will do that starting next week. So members only midweek updates. Okay. God bless. Good riddance. If I'm alive on Monday or next week, this time next week, you'll hear me again. All right. Bye-bye.